In August 2026, the local democratic system in the English coastal town of Clacton buckled under the weight of 34 fringe candidates. The sheer volume of names required a ballot paper stretching 90 centimeters long, setting a bizarre record in British electoral history. The runner-up in this crowded field was an intergalactic space warrior named Count Binface, who secured a career best of over 9,000 votes. If you were looking for the traditional political heavyweights, Labour, the Conservatives, and the Liberal Democrats, they refused to field candidates, actively boycotting the race. Instead, the stage was cleared for the eventual winner, Reform UK leader Nigel Farage. This entire media circus was effectively a highly engineered, taxpayer-funded spectacle designed to solve a single, very personal problem. To understand the anomaly here, we have to look back to July 2024, when Farage originally won this exact seat in the general election. He held the position for exactly 2 years before abruptly resigning in July 2026, triggering a by-election costing taxpayers £200,000. Weeks later, he put his name right back on the ballot, asking voters to elect him to the same seat he just abandoned. This maneuver is an attempt to exploit a political loophole. The theory holds that if a politician can secure a massive, fresh victory in a localized election, they can claim a new mandate that overrides past wrongdoings. Farage used the voters of Clacton as a jury to grant him a very public pardon, fleeing an impending political scandal rather than facing legitimate electoral opposition. The threat that forced his sudden resignation was a looming active investigation by the Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards. This diagram maps the core allegation, a massive, undeclared £5 million gift flowing directly from cryptocurrency investor Christopher Harborne to Farage. As details surfaced, national polling labeled him the sleaziest politician in Britain, with 54% demanding he leave Parliament entirely. By resigning his seat before the parliamentary authorities could conclude their investigation, he calculated he could hit pause on the inquiry and move the battlefield out of a hostile Westminster. He chose to make his stand in Clacton for a specific reason. Parts of the constituency rank among the most economically deprived neighborhoods in England, suffering from exceptionally high levels of economic inactivity. The specific electorate has consistently been highly receptive to his messaging on immigration and economic neglect, providing him with a remarkably loyal base of support, regardless of whatever financial scandals were brewing in London. His logic was simple: secure an overwhelming local victory, and return to the capital claiming the public officially forgave him, burying parliamentary bureaucracy under a pile of fresh ballots. Looking at this pie chart of the final results, the strategy worked flawlessly on a local level. Farage crushed the competition, pulling in over 22,000 votes and seizing more than 63% of the total vote share. By treating the by-election as a direct referendum on his character, he weaponized a standard democratic process, effectively turning it into a bespoke tool for his own personal exoneration. When the historic results were finally tallied and declared in the early hours of Friday morning, the atmosphere at the Clacton Leisure Centre was decidedly surreal. Despite masterminding the entire spectacle and winning by a massive margin, Farage never showed up to the official count to face his opponents or the press. He later claimed that local police had warned him of a plot to embarrass him during the declaration, a claim the Essex police force did not corroborate. Instead of participating in the traditional democratic proceedings, he isolated himself, celebrating his victory at a private, rural event affectionately dubbed Farage Fest on the outskirts of the constituency. His physical absence at the final count mirrored the absence of the mainstream political parties on the ballot. The result was a hollow democratic exercise, completely stripped of normal political accountability. But there is a critical structural flaw in the grand mandate loophole strategy. While he proved his absolute dominance over the Clacton electorate, the national rules governing the House of Commons do not bend to local election results. The ultimate irony of his £200,000 maneuver is that the very second he was officially re-elected, the suspended investigation into his £5 million gift immediately resumed. He may have survived the media circus and easily defeated the man in the trash can helmet. But his financial reckoning in Westminster is completely inescapable, and it is only just beginning.